What's up guys, it's Bucky and welcome to your 5th biology tutorial, and in this tutorial I want to answer the question that I asked you guys at the end of the last video, and that is, why are we learning about acids and bases? It seems like it's kind of like a chemistry term and we're talking about biology, so what the heck? Well, remember a couple tutorials ago I said that every living thing is made up of these smaller living things called cells. Now, a cell is essentially just a bundle of chemicals. It's just organized in a very specific and organized kind of way. Now, in the last video, I said that an acid is a molecule that splits apart in water, and whenever it does, it releases a hydrogen ion, H plus. Now, a base is essentially the same thing, except when the base splits apart in water, it releases hydroxide, which is OH negative. The important thing to remember is that these are charged particles, and a cell, remember, is basically just a bunch of chemicals organized in a very specific, careful kind of way. Now, if you're familiar with chemistry and chemical reactions, you know that anytime you want to mess up a chemical, you need to throw some charged particles into the mix. And that's what happens whenever you have charged particles from acids and bases in your body. So whenever you drink a bunch of battery acid or eat a bunch of baking soda, this is what happens. The molecules are going to split apart and cause these charged ions, and they're going to react with the chemicals inside the cells. And they're either going to break apart the chemical bonds or mess them up in some kind of way, and that is why it's usually not a good idea to drink battery acid. So just remember that because of acids and bases causing charged particles, they interfere with the chemical bonds in living organisms and mess them up, or sometimes they don't kill the cells completely, but they can cause diseases in the organisms, and I'm going to be talking about those specific diseases later on. But for right now, this is all you have to remember. Now, on the topic of, acids, bases, and charged particles, I want to show you guys something really cool that's going to help you remember these charged particles. And that is, well, just think about this. Well, what does happen whenever you do have an acid or base in your body? Your body needs to kind of correct that problem or get rid of it somehow. So say that you had an acid like H plus, which is a hydrogen ion in your body. How would your body get rid of it? Well, what your body does, it actually combines it with the product from a base, which is, remember, OH negative, in other words, a hydroxide. So whenever you combine this and this, check out what happens. We end up with, can you guys guess? H2O. Freaking water. How amazing is that? And I show this to people all the time, and they're kind of, well, kind of amazed in a way, because it's kind of weird that obviously your body needs water. You should drink a lot of water all the time, and it's very beneficial to your body. However, whenever you have the product from an acid or base, such as a hydrogen ion or a hydroxide, that it's so harmful to your body. However, when these two combined, they form something that's very beneficial to your body. So, you really don't need to remember this, but it's kind of cool understanding the two harmful things from acids and bases can form something so beneficial to your body, and, just a cool little thing that you can remember. But anyways, in the next tutorial, what I want to do is I want to cover something called the pH scale. It's going to be awesome, so I'll see you then.